Hey, it's Andy Lowe. I've just finished my challenge of writing a song a week. 52 songs written over the last 52 weeks. I wanted to share with you this video of 10 things I learned while doing the Song a Week challenge. First off, a lot can change in the course of a year. When I started the Song a Week challenge, I didn't actually decide how long I was going to do it for. I wanted to just try and see how long I could keep it going. But I had no idea that in a year's time, when I was still writing songs, my life would look completely different than it did at the beginning, and I'd be writing songs at home under lockdown conditions. Makes you think about any long-term plans you've got. You just have no idea what direction your life might go in over the course of that project. Number 2, discipline. I love songwriting. I really enjoy doing it, but there were definitely weeks during this challenge where I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel inspired, didn't have the ideas. I felt pushed for time and I'd rather be doing other things, or there are more important things I felt I should be doing, but I just had to work at it. There were days when I just had to say, I'm going to write a song. In fact, some weeks I had to knuckle down and write 2 or 3 songs because I knew I was going on holiday the week after. Most people who make their living as composers, or ever have done, don't have the luxury of sitting around waiting for inspiration to hit them. They go to work, they compose, and then they come home from work. So if I'm saying, well, I haven't written anything for a while because I just haven't felt inspired, maybe that's just a bit of an excuse. Number 3, not being a perfectionist. I struggle with perfectionism. I don't want to tick the box and say something's finished until I have tweaked everything that I can possibly tweak about it. And I don't want to put anything out there unless, in my mind, I have completely smoothed over any flaws or cracks that it might have. For this challenge, I didn't have the luxury of time to be able to smooth over the cracks. I just had to get the song done, get it written, get it recorded, get it uploaded.
I messed up the last 2 notes, but that's cool.
Number 4, areas that need work. Now, the flip side to not being a perfectionist is that the challenge really showed up some areas where I think I could do with improving on that. There are a few things. There were a couple of times where people had to play along to what I'd recorded and found it hard because the tempo I was playing kept changing. I didn't realize I did that much. To be honest, I thought that was like a beginner thing, and now I'm beyond that. But it turns out I still change tempo a lot when I play. Perhaps the main thing for me though is singing. Obviously, as a singer-songwriter, you want to sing at your best all the time. And there are definitely moments when if I listen back to a song, I cringe a bit because I hear notes that I'm singing out of tune. And if I had time, I would have done another take, or I maybe would have just used a bit of pitch correction to tweak it afterwards. So for the sake of the challenge and beating perfectionism, I was happy to just put stuff up there. But when I look back, I think, yeah, the main thing I need to work on is my singing. Number 5 is my style. Writing a song every week really showed up what styles and topics I naturally lean towards when it comes to songwriting. And I think I've got a particular approach to songs that is quite reflective. Like I'm always thinking about stuff and analysing. I write songs that analyse life, that ask deep questions. Right near the beginning, I wrote a song called Coracle Song.
Who'd have thought in just a little coracle?
Which is about that feeling of being on a journey and not really knowing where your destination is or where you're going, but trusting and believing that you are going somewhere good and you're being taken somewhere good. And I think actually there's like maybe 3 or 4 songs, or maybe even more, that kind of said the same thing. So I think I can look back over the year and say, well, this was a year where that was one of the main themes of my life. I felt like I was going somewhere and I didn't know where, but I wanted to trust the journey and find out where I would end up. The next bit's a bit nerdy and fun for me. I wanted to find out some stuff about my songwriting, maybe stuff that was subconsciously going on that I wouldn't notice unless I had a big picture view. So I used this free program called Monoconc, which is a piece of concordance software. It's for investigating big reams of text and finding out things about the language that's being used. So I fed all of the lyrics to 52 songs into this software to see what it could tell me about my songwriting. Here's what I found out. Overall, over 52 songs, I used about 2,000 different words. Now, most of those words are the boring words we use a lot, like and, the, but, if, when, what. And that doesn't really tell you a whole lot. But it was interesting to see what other words I use a lot in my songs without necessarily realizing it. It seems like I use a lot of words that are to do with working to get somewhere. I actually use the word work 10 times overall, the word try 12 times, and the word learning surprisingly appears 7 times across the songs. It seems I also like to write songs about music. So I've used the word song 9 times, singing 7 times, and listen 8 times. One of the big words that isn't much of a surprise is love, 14 times across 52 songs, twice as much as the word live, 7 times. Number 6, as well as finding out about my styles and preferences, I noticed a few habits I have that I didn't realise, like I lick my lips a lot in between lines I'm singing. Number 7, problems are opportunities. There are a few times during the course of the challenge where I was faced with some kind of obstacle. I had to think extra creatively to write a song with an added obstacle in the way. For instance, a few times I had a cold. I had to think, how am I going to record a song this week when I haven't really got a voice to sing with? So one of those times I wrote the Johnny Cash style song where I just sang down here. And the other time I used a voice synth. Number 8. Don't play a trumpet in the town market hall without permission on a weekday.
Till something terrible occurred.
Number 9. Collaborating is really fun. I think most people kind of know this already, but I'm one of those people that really loves working by myself. I love just focusing on something and getting it done without any distractions, without having conversations about it, just doing it. I guess I've tended to see collaborating with other people as something that slows the process down, and that can be true, but what I've learned is that there are so many benefits to collaborating with other people. Some of my highlights, some of the best fun I've had doing this Song a Week challenge has been opportunities to collaborate with other people. They're some of my favourite songs.
37 rooms on our roof.
I'm learning to love collaboration. Finally, I've learned a lot about the value of encouragement. Writing a song every week has been hard, but what's really helped massively is the amount of encouragement that I've had from people, the comments and likes and just people engaging. That means a huge deal. I'm not sure I would have actually kept going for the whole year if I didn't know there were people out there listening. So I want to say a huge thank you to everyone. Thank you for everyone who's watched the video. Thank you if you've liked them, if you've posted a comment. It means a lot, just a few words saying, great work, I enjoyed that song. It makes a huge difference.
I then realized I couldn't make it alone.
So particularly thank you to those who have sort of followed this journey through from the beginning, and to those who have engaged with me, sent me suggestions, given me a thumbs up or a little comment at the end. It means a huge amount. Like, you probably don't realize at the time how much of a difference it makes. So I've learned loads from doing this challenge, and I'd recommend the same idea to anyone out there doing something creative. Set yourself a challenge where you have to use some discipline, where you have to stretch your creativity, and see what happens, because you're guaranteed to learn a lot. I've put all my songs into one playlist, so if you're interested in going back and listening to some again, you could even listen through every song from start to finish. Subscribe and keep an eye out for more videos. I've got ideas that I'm excited about getting into and sharing with you. So, thanks again.